What's up, metalheads? We're gonna do a double album review of Ace Frehley, Mick Mars. The battle begins right after this. Welcome to Eric's React and Review. Music, comic books, movie trailers, toys, and more. Please hit subscribe. Welcome. Please hit subscribe. Technical issues. What's up, brother? My
Hey,
good friend Charles here
uh,
from New York.
You like the link down below?
Yeah, click on that link. Smash that button, as they say.
Yeah.
Smash the like button, smash the subscription, hit the bell so that way you're always updated. Go to my Patreon and donate $3,000 and you get exclusive content.
Yeah.
You get to see me farting and shitting in my bathroom. If you just join my Patreon now. You can see me kissing my cat, loving my cat.
That's awesome.
What's up, brother? You're in New York, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, what part? What part of New York are you from?
Right now I'm in Brooklyn. Last time we spoke, I was in Manhattan.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Ever been to the Bronx?
Born and raised.
Born and raised in the Bronx.
Born and raised and lived 2 train stops away from Ace Frehley's neighborhood.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Where's J-Lo from? Isn't she from New York or from the Bronx?
Yeah, she's from somewhere in the Bronx, but I know Ace Frehley was by Mashulu Parkway.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Do you ever go by his old house or whatever?
No.
Is it a tourist attraction, I wonder?
The fact that we were both from the Bronx is good enough.
Yeah. That's cool. Hell yeah. Well, we're here today because we're gonna check out 2 amazing. Well, just dropped my guitar. Amazing albums that came out on the same day.
Yeah.
Mick Mars and Ace Frehley's. One second, just backwards. Ace Frehley's 10,000 volts, not to be called 10,000 watts, which I've heard a lot of people say.
10,000 watts.
The Mick Mars.
That's a good cover. I'm so happy for Mick.
Yeah, the other side of Mars, I like the way it opens up. The lyrics on the inside. The back is kind of cool too. It's got him all smiling, all happy looking.
I may end up just getting it because it's just good for him.
Yeah, it's cool to have. I think this is black vinyl. I'm not sure. No, it's actually it's clear vinyl.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
What's cool about the Ace Frehley is that it opens up. And then the vinyl, man, the vinyl is really cool looking. It's got like a.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna.
That's how they get us these days, man. When I was a kid, we didn't have these color vinyls and posters and booklets. And it's like now I get like 5 different versions of the same record. It's like,
man, that looks gorgeous. I mean,
I'm a comic book collector, so it's like comic books do that where like you have to like buy different variant covers, and now records are doing the same thing where you have to get different colors.
Cool. Now I know who to leave my comic books.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got a nice little stack yourself, huh? Nice.
Yeah.
You still read them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I read Spider-Man, Batman, Spawn, and Hulk, and Venom every month. I never miss a month.
That's cool.
So we're gonna review both of these records. We're gonna go through track by track, see what our thoughts are, and who might even have I don't know. Is it fair to like pit one against the other, like who's got the better record? I mean, we got 2 massive guitar players, 2 legends from 2 legendary bands. I mean, you got Mick Mars from Motley Crue, Ace Frehley from Kiss, and it's like, is it like comparing apples to oranges, or is it apples or oranges to tangerines?
You can't compare it because in every Motley record there was always a different tone, especially after when Theater of Pain hit.
Yeah.
It was a different style. And so I don't think Motley Crue ever really solidified the tone of Mick Mars.
You don't think he did? Or yeah, I mean, people say like, when you hear Mick Mars' tone, that's Mick Mars. Like, me as a guitar player, I've never been a tone guy. I never like tried to figure out what my tone is going to be. I've always just figured out that I'll just play whatever sounds good to me. And sometimes it's always different, like whatever I can afford. Whereas Mick Mars, I've heard people ask him like about how he gets his tone, and he says he would work on it really hard in the early days, but like he does have a distinct tone. But is it like enough to where if you just heard a song that maybe you didn't ever hear this Motley Crue song before, but you hear it and then you think like that's got to be Mick Mars, like his guitar solos, like which we'll get into. We're gonna do like a top guitar solos, top Ace Frehley song, but his guitar solos, there's some that just are so memorable. Like you could just hear the guitar solo and know that's Mick Mars, you know?
Okay. All right.
I think that's what him and Ace have in common. Like, you know, people always say Ace Frehley solos are like mini songs
Yeah.
in a song, and I think Mick, when I was listening to a lot of Mick solos, it's like he's got that same kind of thing going on, where it's like each solo is kind of like its own little thing.
It's gonna be interesting what you pick.
Yeah. Of course, a lot of it's from their older days because I checked out on Motley Crue after Girls, 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 and I got into Dr. Feelgood a little bit. I like, I like some of it. I play it back now. I'm thinking like there's some good stuff there, but when I was younger, I always say Motley Crue died after they died in a plane crash after Shout at the Devil. And whatever happened on Theater Pain, that look and the sound, that was some imposters, and but we all know it's Motley Crue. But that was the only time I got to see Motley Crue live too, was on the Theater Pain tour. Damn it, because I missed them on
I
Shout.
saw them on Girls.
You saw them on the Girls, yeah. I would have rather saw that tour just because they looked better, like on that tour, like as far as look wise. But
they were, according to them, they don't know how they survived that. They
yeah.
knew that they needed to get sober.
Yeah, they were going through some shit. Like Vince killed that dude from Hanoi Rocks, and then Nikki Sixx dying.
Was that during the Shot of the Devil period?
I think so. It might have been. I was still in high school at the time. I think it was 85 or 86. I was a senior. It was either a junior or senior. I remember when it happened, and I had just gotten into Hanoi Rocks. I was like, wow, I'm a Hanoi Rocks fan now. You know.
Yeah, if you look at the Theater of Pain vine on the back, if you look at Vince Neil,
yeah,
he has a different nose.
Oh yeah.
And that was because of the accident.
That's true. Yeah, you had to get surgery and shit, plastic surgery.
Now it's all banged up.
Yeah.
Not even the pancake makeup. That's something that happened.
The controversial thing about that was like he only did like 30 days in jail. I mean, for manslaughter, but he had to do a bunch of public service announcements and things, which is, I mean, me as an alcohol drug counselor, I deal with DUI clients a lot. That's pretty much ones I deal with, and some of them get like 6 months, 8 months just for their second DUI, but not hurting anybody.
I guess celebrity lawyer.
Yeah, it could be it. Favoritism, priorities.
Yeah.
What do you think about? So what do you think about Mick Mars' solo album? Look, we're both wearing Ace Frehley. Mine's a bootleg. Yours is probably official.
From the concert, I can't find bootleg shirts.
Yeah, I could just. There's a website. There's a site that shows up on Facebook called Giftness. Whatever, I can send you the link. That's where I got this from. And they're actually really good at delivering the shit. And
like I've been waiting for this record since 2014.
That's when they first started, or that's when he first started it, right? Like it was.
He was on the Guitar World. This issue, which I have it, sealed.
Okay.
I don't normally seal Guitar World magazines, but when this came out and he talked about specifically what he wanted to do, and so for years I've been waiting.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I just been waiting for about a year or two because I didn't know he was working on it way back then.
I've been waiting and waiting, and boom, he shocked the hell out of me. Loyal to the Lie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, holy shit! It reminded me of the John Corabi record.
Yeah,
like the aggressiveness, and
it's very hooky too. It's got like a lot the melodies, the hooks. That's what I always look for in a song is the hooks and the melodies.
It was gnarly, and with that whole lawsuit, that beef that he had with Motley, the title sounded like a jab.
Yeah,
and I don't know about you, but I like hearing Dirty Laundry.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
I want to hear the beef. I want to, maybe rock needs that.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens in hip hop all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe rock needs rivalry and beef.
I mean, we had that back in the day. We had, it was always Sebastian Bach versus Axl Rose, and I think Vince Neil was again in Guns N' Roses would fight, or a lot of those guys were always bad mouthing each other in the press, and it's like we haven't had that in a while. So all of a sudden, this Motley Crue thing with Mick Mars comes along, and
or what was it? It was Nikki Sixx, and was it Nikki Sixx and Kurt Cobain?
Yeah, I think I remember that. There's a little bit of a beef there.
Or Guns N' Roses and Kurt Cobain.
Now, like all we hear about is like Machine Gun Kelly versus like Slipknot or somebody, which is like, okay, that's not the beef we want. We want the Motley Crue.
Hot wife, though.
Yeah, Megan Fox. Yep.
But yeah, Loyal to the Line. That whole record, I give it a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because like everyone thought, like I mean, you were in that same camp as like thinking it was just going to be a blues record. Like that's what I thought too. Like when I first saw it, it's going to be slide guitar and the stuff he does on like kind of like the later Motley Crue records. Um, but
Uh,
did you think
I
that?
just, go ahead.
No, did you think that it was going to be mostly blues?
I thought it would be a heavy blues bass,
That's
at
what I thought
least
too.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
There's nothing blues bass.
Uh
It
huh.
re- like I said, it reminded me of Lillian X, and that's what made it ear friendly.
Yeah.
It sounded like there's a period in music between 94, 93, 92, where a lot of hard rock
Hmm.
bands were releasing stuff, and it sounded like from that era,
Yeah.
production-wise. But musically, it's so modern.
It's modern. Yeah. And here's the trippy thing about being so modern sounding is the fact that it was actually started back in 2014. But
Mm.
it's weird because it's like when you think about. I was thinking about this the other day. Like how like 80s has a distinctive sound. Like if you hear a song, you know that came from the 80s. 90s has that distinctive sound. If you hear a song today that you haven't heard and never heard, and it would sound like the 90s, you know it's from the 90s. But it's hard to like really pinpoint what sounds are from the 2000s or the 2010s. You know what I mean? Like so, like this is modern sounding now, but it could have also been modern sounding then because with bands like Slipknot, Disturbed, all those bands that came out in the 2000s, all kind of that new metal stuff. And I don't know, it's like weird. Like it just feel like there's still that same sound going on. Like it's hard, like we're talking about decades here that like the 2010s and the 2000s and 2010s as opposed to like the 80s and the 90s and the 70s. Those all have their distinctive sounds to them.
It also could be Mick Mars. He had a younger group of musicians with him,
Yeah.
so he was always in tune with
Hmm.
current sound.
Yeah.
So even though he's 10, 15 years older than the rest of the guys in Motley,
Hmm.
he had always that's a good issue,
Yeah. I
I
want to get that.
as well.
Hmm.
And he had has a he's a gearhead. Not many people know that.
Yeah.
So, and that's really like on the right side of wrong, the sixth song on the record,
Hmm.
you can hear the 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 entire sound just widen and widen. It's like it's one of those records that it starts here and it keeps going, going, going.
Hmm.
And by the time the album's over, like I want more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot maybe that's me because I'm selfishly a Mick Mars fan.
Hmm.
Even when he was doing the blood and high heels
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
video,
Yeah.
always liked his tone on the first three records.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like fucking just the way he looked in Shout the Devil, the way he sounded on Shout the Devil, and even like the first album. But yeah, I mean, his sound is it's identifiable. Like that's Mick Mars when you see it and hear it. And
I mean,
um,
he never got credit throughout the 80s.
yeah,
His name was never mentioned throughout the 80s, which sucks because I felt like he never got his due.
yeah, yeah,
Hopefully, with this record, I was shocked to see modern musicians that are into like Meshuggah
yeah, yeah.
and they're like Mick Mars. That's awesome. I'm like, really?
And
That,
he's got two singers, right? He's got that's Mick Mars from the old days, but he's got a look at here's Mick Mars. Remember back in the day, he looked like he'd be in the Allman Brothers. He goes from that to this to
awesome.
this.
Yeah,
But I
that's
guess this is one
some
of
of the
the singers too, right? This is a Brian Gamboa. I guess he sang on a couple
I don't know. I
songs.
unfortunately I just buy everything through iTunes.
Yeah,
So
I
and you
check.
can it's hard to find CDs, so I'm gonna had to pick up at least the vinyl to
Yeah,
see these guys.
and that's Jacob Bunton. I guess that's the main singer on most of the songs. So he looks like he could be in Motley Crue. Like at
He looks like
least he has a cool look to him.
he looks so young. These
Yeah, he
guys are
looks. Yeah, he's definitely young.
so yeah. I don't know who produced it. I know
Um,
the producer had a lot of say on it,
I
and
want to say who did produce it. I remember didn't he say didn't he talk about who produced it? I'm trying to think when we let's see. All songs. I would imagine like produced by Michael Wagner. Michael Wagner, I've heard that name a lot.
Yeah,
I can't remember like what albums he's done.
well, I just hope the merchandise will be as good
Yeah.
because do you know if he's going to tour for this?
That's the thing. I saw an interview. He's not opposed to like playing at least some one-off shows, but I don't think he'll ever do like a tour. Like I remember like that last interview we did with Eddie Trunk. He was talking about because even Eddie has some of that, and he said like there's no way he could do a full tour, but he is open to the idea and the possibility of playing some one-off shows, like maybe a residency somewhere. Which hopefully this album is actually doing pretty good. I would imagine. I don't know if it's doing as good as Ace's record as far as in the charts and stuff, but if it's doing like really really well, maybe he can play a show in Vegas, and how many people would fly out there to see him, or maybe a show in Nashville where I think he's living right now. Because even he said, yeah, if there's something going on down the street, I'll go over there and play. But it matter of like putting the band together and just go play a few songs. But
can he play or his physical?
yeah, last time we saw him was on the stadium tour, and he was very stiff, whatever, like doing this shit, whatever. But he was pulling it off though, from what it looked like, and it didn't look like he was playing the tracks like like what Nikki Sixx tried to make it sound like he was doing.
I think all of them were doing some kind of
yeah.
track,
Oh yeah, pretty sure Nikki Sixx was, and Vince Neil, but I don't know. Vince Neil's using tracks, and he needs to re-record those tracks because those sound just as bad. If you're lip syncing the shit that sounds that bad, then
I feel bad for because that entire tour, Vince Neil was the one that was the most consistent.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Tom
tried to use it. Yeah. And Vince tried to use a teleprompter, but it looks like he just sort of said, fuck the teleprompter, and just went back to blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Whatever he says. Down at the bubble. Let's hear a little sample of Mick's album. This is Broken on the Inside. This is a guitar. Like he's getting like some like freaking Slipknot sound and shit there, like just heavy. And what do you think about that song? Broken. Did you remember were you tricked on that song like everyone else, like where it sounds like it's skipping at the end or whatever?
Yeah, I was like, oh, what happened? And but
what's funny is I already knew about it because Eddie Trunk would talk about it and everyone would talk about it. But when it happened, I was like, I really thought it was fucking up. I was like, holy shit, it
I
got me.
If I had ADHD at that moment, but I heard about it. Like, what the hell are they talking about? Yeah. And I said, no, screw Eddie Trunk. Let me hear this.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to hear the interview first before I heard the record.
Yeah, me too.
But I was so excited to hear it. But when I heard it, I'm like, God damn it, the download fucked up.
I was like, I thought my record fucked up. I was like, wait a second, that doesn't sound like a record skipping. It sounds like
it does make sense that Mick Mars is going to go for a darker tone. He has always been that dark.
Yeah.
Looking individual, even in the Home Sweet Home video.
Yeah,
that's dark. Look at that.
That's what I always like about him. Like he was always the gothic looking, even though like all the other guys were corny looking at times. When they got corny looking, like even they all looked cool on Shout at the Devil, but when they all got corny looking, Mick still looked cool. Like he still had even like here, like his glam look in the middle there. Like he still looks cooler than the rest of the guys.
A hot chick.
Yeah, like a hot evil chick.
Yeah.
I would totally do him if I was not straight.
Yeah. Boy.
Nick, you got my number. No, let's get together.
But yeah, I would definitely fly out to see him.
Yeah. I wonder how old is Mick, you think?
If he's doing something he's in Kentucky, you say?
Yeah, I think he's living in Nashville.
Oh, so his name is Vinnie Vincent.
Yeah. So that's what I say. It'd be cool. We can get Vinny and Mick and or no, maybe it's Vince Neil lives in Nashville. I know, maybe Mick too, because I thought I heard him say that that's where he was living when Eddie Trunk was talking to him. But
I know Tom Kiefer is out there as well.
Yeah, all those guys is like Like,
Wow.
everybody from LA moved to Las Vegas, and then it seemed like a lot of people also moved to Nashville. It's like those 2 spots to live in now. Like, LA used to be the place where all the rockers are at, and but
And
now
yeah,
it's like
New York used to be the music scene.
yeah, I mean, New York used to you guys don't have CBGBs no more, huh? Like, you guys is that
Nah,
shut down or something?
that's John Varvatos' clothing
Yeah.
store now.
Oh, yeah, that's right here, yeah. That's
Uh,
crazy.
but they do still have some interior. I played at CBGB's.
Yeah, damn.
I was
Legendary.
looking for my band sticker somewhere, but I couldn't
Yeah,
find it.
yeah.
Yeah, but it does make sense that he's going this dark route because it had always been him.
Mhm.
So what that's important because you can tell that there's no pretentiousness.
Yeah, yeah.
I just
I wonder if he, like, studied the occult and stuff like that. I wonder if that's, like I wonder if he's into that stuff because we don't really know a whole lot about Mick as far as, like, his likes and stuff or, like, like, people, like, talk about what they like as far as scary movies and horror music or horror movies, but I don't know about Mick. Does he ever express, like, stuff he's into, like, outside of music?
no, he doesn't. But
Yeah.
ask him like, "Are you into the occult?"
Yeah, yeah,
No,
he was "Are you a
very.
devil worshiper?" Got that eyeliner
I
on.
I don't think he's into that,
Yeah, probably not.
but you have to wonder because he's even in interviews he was always this
Mhm.
quiet. He didn't do
Yeah,
much. It was always Nikki or Vince or Tommy.
yeah. He always seemed like the one that always had his shit together in the band, even though he was, like, the darker looking one, more, dark as
Yeah.
far as, like, image, but then he had his shit together, like, he wasn't like the I wonder if he partied, though, like, I know he didn't party like those guys, but I wonder if he still, like, drank every now and then or did any kinda
Well,
cocaine or
the
anything.
very first Motley Crue book came
Mhm.
out in '83.
Okay.
Small little book called it was I got it in the New York Public Library. I lost it in a water damage situation, but they would say that in every rehearsal,
Mhm.
he had a glass of water
Okay.
sipping. They didn't realize it was actually vodka.
Oh, really? Damn.
So these guys were acting a fool, but he was the calm one.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm sure he partied. You
Yeah, yeah.
you can't
Just
be a Motley Crue and not party.
yeah, you gotta he was just more reserved with it, I guess.
But he was older. He was
Yeah.
somebody had to keep a civil
Yep.
mind, and
He had to be the daddy. The
yeah,
daddy amongst the
and it sucks that they had that fallout
yeah.
because it makes me wonder about Nikki Sixx, like a lot of inconsistencies. And
Mhm.
how do you have somebody's face tattooed on your body? You
Yeah.
say you love them and try to phase them out of something that he built with you.
Yeah, yeah. It's gotta be tough. I mean, it just sucks when you get that big and that famous and then money gets involved and songwriting credits or songwriting publishing gets involved and managers and lawyers, and it's at the end of the day, you always wonder, like, do they sit around and maybe just text each other, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And, but they
That's
just
what
like,
I used to,
you know,
but they don't talk to each other. So,
yeah,
which in my band we were buddies. You know, we're
yes,
all
same with me.
buddies, and that's a requirement for me. If you're gonna be in my band, we gotta hang.
Yeah, I mean, I was with our band, we were like brothers. We grew up together, we started the band together, but
That's
I just got to
beautiful.
a point where I just got to where I just couldn't function anymore being an addict, and it got to a point where my drummer's like, "I can't work with you no more, dude," and I'm like, "No, don't kick me out." But yeah, I think about it now, I was like, I would have kicked myself out too because I was out of control, missing rehearsals, missing recording sessions. The label we were on was spending money that they probably didn't want to have to spend, but I'm sitting there fucking skipping on the recording sessions, and yeah, so I was pretty much destructive.
I'm hoping he comes out with a biography.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think even Eddie asked him that, like, "Yeah, you got a book?" And he said, "Well, I got one in the works, but I don't know if it'll be out before I die or whatever." But that's the way he made it sound like because he doesn't really have a whole lot time left. I mean, I think didn't the doctors say that he has at least 5 or 6 years, but that's still a long time, 5 or 6 years.
He can knock it out if he wants to. I don't want to wait another 10 years for a record,
Yeah.
and I'm sure he has a lot of people loving him that wants to make that happen.
Hmm.
What's the next track?
What's your let's check out. Okay, so there's a couple ballads. Um, Alone. What do you think about this one?
break the silence of the night as they brave against the cold. Lonely drifters wage a war they cannot fight, and the days are growing old. Can't stop the voices calling. This time they know it's going down. Can't stop from crying out on my own. This time it's goodbye.
What do you think about that? That's
What
actually
I like when I first heard it, I like that little thing that every guitar player does when they start off. They take the pick
oh
and
yeah.
they,
Oh yeah, a little scrape right there. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that was very Mick Mars.
Yeah.
I wish they would have put that up in the mix.
Such good production too. It's so powerful. Like I'm hearing it in my headphones, and that song kind of reminds me of like I'm into a lot of like bands from Finland, like those kind of they used to start out as death metal, but then they got real melodic and sort of like gothic sounding. And there's a band called Entwine that sounds like one of their songs. It sounds like a song that they would write. It's like
Okay.
especially with that chorus and just it sort of took me back to because I got into those bands in early 2000s or mid 2000s and that's what it sounded like to me. Like I don't know if that's what they're into. I don't know if Jacob Button or whoever helped them write that song,
I I
but
just
it's definitely got that feel to it.
I want to hear more of a grittier. Like
Yeah,
I wanted to hear that guitar part more buff because
yeah, yeah.
I understand songwriting is important and writing for the song,
Hmm.
but you could exaggerate a little bit, like on a Zach Wilder,
Yeah,
where
push it like a little bit. Yeah, yeah,
it should have been a little bit buffed up, but
yeah,
because
yeah,
it reminded me Livewire.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Uh huh.
um, it's a beautiful song. It's one of my least favorite songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Not enough guitar in it.
Oh yeah, not enough guitars. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get that.
I wanted him to shred on that.
Yeah. That's the thing about this whole album is like there's not as much shreddy or not as much I wouldn't say Mick's ever a shredder, although I do have a solo on my top list I'll talk about that I heard for the first time in a while that I was like, wow, he's a fucking shredder. But yeah, like there was like the lack of guitar solos. And I wonder if like his health condition had to do with that because maybe back in 2014 when he first started it, maybe he could have done the solos back then, but maybe he's re-recording a lot of them. Maybe that's why we're not as getting the solos that we are hoping that we would hear from Mick.
Did say in the interview there was a lot of stuff that he didn't like that he would
Yeah,
just delete,
yeah, yeah,
which that's you don't do that in recording. And I
yeah,
learned in recording a
yeah.
long
Always keep a backup. I mean,
save everything.
because me, I save everything, but there's stuff I just will not like finish or put out or anything because like I just don't like it. Like I liked it at the time when I was writing it, but after it resonates for all, I'll be like, fuck that shit. But I won't delete it because you never know. Like maybe 5 years ago, 5 years from now might be something. But yeah, you just fucking deleted that shit. Like,
Yeah, I you know
but
I wonder if he was shredding on those.
yeah, because I'd like to hear like 'cause I heard we heard a clip of the Karabi on one of his songs way back when he was first kind of promoting this album because we
Yeah,
thought it was going to be released about 5 years ago when he put out those little clips with John Karabi singing it. I thought even back then it was like pretty good. I wonder
I
like what
hope
happened to those songs. Are we going to maybe see those on a bonus track or something? Or
I
maybe
hope he saved those
yeah,
because
hopefully you save those because
Bobby and Mick Mars
hmm
they they have something going.
but even like Mick, when I think remember when he was asked about that, like, well, what happened with the Karabi stuff? I think he said something like, "Oh, I just wasn't feeling it," like it was, or something like that. But I don't know.
Well, I do know that Nikki Sixx had a fallout with Karabi and Mick
Yeah,
Mars. Maybe there's
yeah,
some kind of connection there.
yeah, maybe.
Didn't he
Um,
have to sue Nikki Sixx
mhm.
or
Yeah, it could
Karabi?
be. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know, like, yeah, Karabi's he's a strange guy though. He always looks different whenever I see him.
Pirate. He looks like a pirate now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I saw him opening up for Tom Kiefer.
Oh, okay.
It was Winger, Tom Kiefer, and Karabi, and Karabi was nice. He was there
Mhm.
pushing his book,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
and he was just there by the merch booth.
Yeah. I
I
like
mean,
the story on the documentary that came out. I forgot what the documentary is called. Something about We Want to Rock or something like that. And it was like a story that had Kohlrabi story, and it had Kip Winger's story. The chick from Winger. I think you can see it on Paramount Plus or whatever. But,
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, I'll send you like the name of it if it's.
I'm gonna remind you. I'm like, hey, send me those
Yeah,
links.
yeah, it's really good. It's like it,
I have
it made me have a new respect for Winger. I mean, because I always never thought Winger was that good or whatever, and then
that album.
I
And the
missed a
Heart
lot.
Young
Their
is
new album they just put out was really damn good, and then I watched that story about the stuff he went through with his wife. I think his wife got killed or died or something like that, and then he composed a whole orchestra and got it nominated for a Grammy for it. Like the dude's like a totally brilliant musician
and a ballet dancer.
and a ballet dancer. Yeah, he's all over the place. And that, like I said, that last album, I never thought I'd ever buy a Winger album, but I did. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this album.
2 good albums, In the Heart of the Young and
Oh
Pull.
yeah, okay, I have to check those out.
I have those on CDs actually.
So what's your overall favorite tracks on the Mick Mars? Like, what would you say to stand out the most to you?
Loyal to the Lie.
Loyal to the Lie.
And Right Side of Wrong.
Yeah.
And Ain't Going Back.
Ain't Going Back. Okay, yeah. Those are the 2 singles. You know, my least favorite is the one that's
The instrumental.
No, Ready to Roll. That was like, to me, I think that's a filler sounding song. Ready to Roll.
Yeah. I wasn't. What do you think of the instrumental?
Is that the one that's called L.A. Nair?
I think L.A. New. I think
L.A. Nair, yeah. Yeah, that's actually really good. I mean, is it as good as like an Ace Frehley instrumental? No.
You don't see the.
Yeah.
The Bruce Kulick said Ace Frehley's sound is aceisms.
Yeah.
And I want to see more Mick Marsisms. You know, I know he could do something ballsy. I mean, he has a Fender on this record, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe he should use the old Kramer guitars that he used.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, remember he was a Kramer guy, right?
Yeah, Kramer and Charvel.
Yeah, that's right.
But I want more grit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's just good, but
you
know, it's a 39-minute record. I felt it was a little bit short.
Yeah, especially waiting 10 years or whatever it's been, and which, I mean, we're hoping that he has more in the works because he, like you said, he's got a lot of good ideas for the next album. So it sounds like he's already probably working on the new album. So
and maybe it's like this because he seems like a perfectionist. Because only a perfectionist is gonna delete shit.
Yeah, and that's why I only put out 1 or 2 songs a year. It seems like I'm always writing songs like constantly. I pick up my guitar, I write a new melody or new song that I think could be like, wow, this could be the song, you know. But then it's just like, I need to, okay, this needs to be fixed on it, or this needs to be this. So it's just like, then I just kind of like set it aside and I go into the next thing. But my biggest problem too is recording, like, because I don't have my brother's studio no more because he moved and shit. Like, he used to be the engineer, had a nice recording studio, but now I'm trying to figure out this software by myself. And it's like I could track, but now I'm trying to figure out how to do the guitars into the VST guitars so I don't wake up my neighbors and shit and get a good sound. And because once I learn all that, then I'm just gonna whip all this shit out and just put out a fucking full album. Say fuck it. I figure in the meantime I'll just work on the music.
So on a scale of 1 to 5, what do you rate this record?
Scale from 1 to 5. Okay. I like to always say either 2 horns up, 1 horn up,
2 horns up,
3 horns up, 4 horns up. I'm gonna give it 3 horns up.
Yeah, the fuck, okay.
Only because I like every song except for Ready to Roll, and I like in the 2 songs, Right Side Wrong is a great song, even though I've heard it like a lot of times because it was one of the singles. Loyal to the Lie, it's a great opening track. I thought he did a good choice in making that the opening track.
Yeah, especially at that time. What's the song on this record that you're trying to learn?
I haven't really sat down to try to learn any of it yet. Yeah. I think if I wanted to try to, you know why? Because he tunes down, and I have this guitar is my Jackson. It's the Iron Maiden.
Nice a quilt top, right?
Yeah, and it's got this freaking crazy Floyd Rose. It's got the locking nut. So to try to retune it to fit his music or whatever, it's like a pain in the ass. So.
Okay.
I mean, I can figure it out. Like if I just have to figure out in a different key and this kind of.
Buy an SG and get it and detune it.
Oh yeah. So, and I do have another guitar, like a Junker guitar. I could probably tune that down. But if I were to learn a song on here, I probably wouldn't mind learning Right Side or Wrong. I think
I'm
that's
trying to learn that one as well,
yeah.
and Loyal to the Light. I'm trying to transpose it and make it a folky version of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I like to do
I
too. When I
think
do try to figure out songs, I try to like do a different kind of cover for it. Like if it's a heavy upbeat song, it sounds so cool when you break it down to an acoustic on an
that's my
acoustic. Yeah.
thing. I like taking songs and just
Uh huh.
learning.
Yeah.
So yeah, those 2 songs for me.
Yeah. We'll have to maybe we could do like a collaboration, do covers of it.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah. If I can figure out the recording process and send files and all this shit. Everyone else is doing it. All these kids learning how to do it.
Yeah, it's good for them. Good for them.
Yeah.
I wish I had that
All,
back 35 years ago.
yeah. Same here, man. Um. What's your what are you rating the Mick Mars album again? I'm doing Three Horns Up.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Good album.
it's a great album. It's a great introduction. I want more.
Yeah. Charts wide reception. It says Metal Injection. Let's see. It says yeah, like it's charting really well in like Sweden and like Norway and places like that. Like it's actually on the charts like really high in those other countries.
Uh-huh.
But in the US again, it was like on iTunes, it was like number 153, and then in the Canada is number 53 in iTunes. Um, which you'd think would be, but that's the problem with a lot of these records that come out. Like they chart really high, and then they sort of drop off because I think they release too many singles in the beginning. I think. Well, I don't know, Mick, because how many singles did Mick release before the album came out?
I
Just
think
two,
3.
right? 3. Okay, yeah,
But that's how it is now. The attention span is very short.
yeah. But I think what happens is like by the time the album comes out, it just flies under the radar, and people kind of like,
Yeah, everybody
okay,
just want those 1 week numbers.
yeah.
The days of an album building up
Hmm.
is gone.
I
We're
think
not
the
gonna
smarter thing would do to release the album, but then like maybe one single before the album comes out or two, maybe one 6 months before, and then one about a month before. But then after when the album comes out, then start putting out videos like
yeah.
every 3 or 4 months, and then that way the album stays sort of.
Did he release a video
Yeah, he's got a couple videos. Like he's
for
got the
this?
yeah. You haven't seen a Loyal to the Live video? That was like the first thing he did, the Loyal to the Live video, and then there's also he's got a video for all 3 singles.
Yeah, I gotta. I'm not a. I gotta.
There,
I gotta
yeah.
do the YouTube thing. I haven't got
Yeah. We
much.
don't have MTV no more, so YouTube is basically like the place for videos now. Like all the bands just like
I rely on social media, like
yeah.
on Facebook, to see what Mick
Hmm.
Mars is doing.
Yeah. YouTube's where all the videos are at, and good quality video. I mean, it's really cool. It's gothic and dark looking. Oh, shit. I should have loaded one up. We could have did a reaction
Right.
video to
Yeah, I
Mick
didn't know
Mars.
that.
Okay, so you got 5 out of 5. I'm giving Three Horns Up, which is basically like 4 out of 5 for me, only because Ready to Roll needs to kiss my ass and get the fuck off the record. Should be a 9-track album, not a 10. No,
Yeah,
it's a 10-track album.
I mean, it makes sense to have an instrumental because
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
artist.
the instrumental is cool.
I fall into that too with my stuff.
Hmm.
I have like 1 or 2 instrumentals on a record.
Yeah, I thought about doing an instrumental, but I don't know.
I'm gonna head into the studio as well, and only for 1 song.
Yeah,
But I'm thinking maybe I could do 2 or 3, and maybe 3 songs and 1 instrumental.
I mean, if you have the access to it and you have the budget or whatever you spend for a studio, or unless you get it for free or whatever, just lay out what you can. And nowadays all you got to really do is just release a song at a time.
Yeah.
You don't even.
I just practice a lot so I can have the studio time.
Yeah. And the fact that we don't even need record labels no more, we can just put our shit out on iTunes, Spotify, and that's what I do with DistroKid and get paid 0.0000 cents a stream. I'm rich, man.
I did get a check from CD Baby.
Oh yeah, oh nice.
Yeah, I was
how much was it?
$75.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I made about $200 off DistroKid in 4 years though. Like,
okay, now it was
2020 to now.
It actually purchased something from me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't from my rock band; it was from my other band.
Oh yeah, oh cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I always forget about CD Baby because I know they were the original ones of actually being able to put your CDs in stores and stuff through back in the 2000s or early 2000s. And
yeah,
but now you got like
they still ask for
mm,
copies of my CDs, and I just sent.
Okay. Yeah, because now with like SoundCloud and DistroKid, you could
Oh
just
my god, SoundCloud was shit.
yeah. But SoundCloud now has it where you can upload your music to like Spotify and iTunes. You just got to pay the yearly fee, which is what I I do that with DistroKid, but it's only like $35 for a year. It's worth it because you get your music distributed everywhere. And
I like CD Baby.
Yeah. If I definitely want to put out some physical music at some point. I think when I get to a point where I have enough songs to do that, then I'll probably go through like CD Baby or at least get impressed through like disc makers and do a CD. I wouldn't mind doing some cassettes.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm not playing anymore, but unless I magically have a new band.
Yeah. I'm not into putting together a band. I'm just going to put out music for myself and put it out just by myself. And I can't see putting together a band and have to deal with personalities and
I think I got one good show in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do miss the stage though.
I don't miss the work that goes into
to get into stage, right? Let's talk about Ace Frehley, man. Ace Frehley's in the house. I'm gonna do my record. Okay, so his album is called 10,000 Volts. Not to be confused with 10,000 watts. Like I said, I heard people call it that. It's like, yeah. I thought I had the record somewhere.
Yeah, you showed it to me.
Oh yeah, it's right here. I thought I had a picture of it though, but I guess I don't. So everyone out there, get out there and get Ace Frehley's new album and Mick Mars, 10,000 Volts.
Ace
yeah, I get to see Ace there. He's like fucking.
I see some fan having that as a tattoo.
Hell yeah, it's like an X-Men shit. It's like superpowers.
Back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's see what the back looks like. That's pretty badass. Lightning, fucking stacks, Marshall stacks. Side A, side B. Okay, so this came out the same day as as Mick Mars. We got songs. We got how many songs on here? Like 10 songs? Or no, there's 11 songs now on the album. I think there's 11. Starts off with 10,000 Volts, the title track. What was your thoughts when you first heard that?
You're gonna hate me. I wasn't impressed by it at first.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is Ace Frehley.
10,000 volts.
Yeah, the enunciation factor.
Does that a lot on this album. He talks like that now too. Like when he talks, it's like it takes forever to get a sentence out.
Yeah. I like the song, but I felt the song that should have been the lead single.
Yeah.
Life.
I know, man. That's like okay. Like when we're talking about like songs, like my favorite song on the record is that "Fighting for Life." I mean, that to me is a fucking. That sounds like it could have been like the way it starts out. It sounds like it could have been on Creatures of the Night if Ace would have played it on Creatures of the Night, or if he would have been in the band at that time.
I mean, I like Walking on the Moon.
Yeah. Okay, that's like my favorite. My least favorite is Walking on the Moon for some reason.
Cherry Medicine.
Oh yeah, Cherry Medicine. Yeah. And that chorus, man, that chorus in Cherry Medicine, it sounds totally like something like Backstreet Boys or something like.
I like it.
I've heard that melody before.
It's growing on me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So it is a favorite, but I think to me, Back into My Arms Again.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And that's when everyone talks about. There's Ace in his old days.
It gives me that one song just gives me hope on relationships, like loving relationship, and it's a song, in my opinion, about reflecting, realizing you made errors, and if you put the effort, you can have that. It's one of those things that has a deep meaning to me. I get emotional every time
Yeah, it is a good song. It's a good love song.
Yeah.
And I can see why he because again, someone was saying that it was actually released as a demo way back when or whatever. And I guess people were happy that yeah, probably. And then people were just happy that he re-released it. I think it was supposed to be on his Frehley's Comet album or something, from what I understand. But then people were like, just hardcore Ace fans were like, "Oh, we're so glad that he re-recorded that song." And, so I never heard the original version. If I hear it's on YouTube or whatever.
It's again, you can't really compare it with the Mars record, but this is the most solid Ace Frehley record.
Yeah,
since he's been on this label. And
Steve Brown had some help in that.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that Unfortunately, Ace is gonna release another tribute record.
Oh, yeah, I started hear, like, he's doing the volumes 3 or whatever, right?
Volumes 3 and 4.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, he's going the Joan Jett route where all these covers.
Uh-huh.
I wanna have at least 2 new Frehley records.
Yeah.
But I think, like, all those models that he
I
hired.
know, right? Just for the cherry medicine video.
Yeah. He's wearing nail polish now.
Yeah, yeah. You know you make me feel better when you're in the black leather. That's a good line right there.
So, yeah,
Cherry medicine.
it's consistently good. It's, solid, 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 and it
Yeah,
makes me wonder, what if this was under the Kiss banner?
yeah.
How it would have sounded.
Oh, yeah, right? Like, if it was still if he was still in Kiss or under the Kiss, like, if it was released as a
Yeah,
Kiss solo album. Yeah. I
yeah.
remember, surprised I'm shocked that Kiss never decided to do a solo album or another set of 4 solo albums, but with Tommy and Eric, that would have been kinda interesting. I mean, it would have been I don't know if it would have been very popular, but I think it would have been like, with the same kind of covers, but with their new makeup, with the way Gene's makeup is now and the way Paul's is, and
I would wanna hear, I don't wanna hear that, but I
yeah.
wanna hear, a Bruce Kulick.
Yeah.
Uh, when he did that song, "I Walk Alone,"
Oh, yeah, yeah.
on the Carnival of Souls record,
Yeah, it's a pretty good
it
record.
gave me hope. I'm like, "Come on, Bruce, you can do it," and
Uh-huh.
he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I hit him up, say, "Hey, Bruce, can you do, like, 10
Uh,
songs,
yeah.
please?"
One thing I like about the Ace Frehley, and then if you compare the Ace to the Mick, like I said, it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges because it's just two different vibe records. Like if you want that upbeat kind of feel good album, you're gonna put on Ace Frehley. If you want to kind of sink into some darkness and feel that freaking get some angst in there, you're gonna put on Mick Mars. And I think it's kind of it could fit both moods, whatever mood you're in for the day, and still
It's still
be
street.
satisfied.
It's still street. It still has this New York thing going on.
Yeah.
Being from New York,
Mhm.
I'm always trying to hear his accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still have it, although it's going
Yeah.
more accent now is more gentle.
Yeah.
It's
I like
going
him when he
into
does I like when he does those videos where he's shopping or whatever, and he's, like, just full on New York accent.
full on, but you gotta love it, and
Yeah.
he looks great. He looks like he lost weight.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He looks good, and
So I just pray that he's sober.
mhm.
This is my idol.
Yeah.
Um,
Apparently he's supposedly, I think, what did he say, 14 years sober or 17 years sober?
who knows? But
Yeah.
I
I
just
mean, he sounds like he's not sober, but when he talks sometimes, but but it could be just the years of abuse.
that
I mean, I still
spiritual
get
party he has that, like Sebastian Bach when you hear him talk.
yeah.
You like, yo, he sounded like he was chasing the dragon at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh, what's going on with you, Sebastian?"
What's that, mother truckers?
And, but Ace is like that. You can tell
Yeah.
he has that at
I
one
guess
point.
I guess he lives in Jersey now, right? So he's a Jersey guy now, from
Yeah,
what I
he's
understand.
45 minutes away.
Yeah.
And when I did the signing a few years ago, they said he's kinda deaf,
Mhm.
so don't try to talk to him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did hear Ace say that one time to somebody when they were talking to him, like, someone who was interviewing him, he's like, "You need to speak louder." I was like,
Yeah. So, yeah, this record, again, I give it a 5 out of 5.
yeah, me too,
Um,
actually.
and it's the best of all of his stuff,
Mhm.
not including the the stuff he did in Kiss, not the
Yeah.
70 solo record.
Yeah, yeah.
From this since Anomaly on,
Just phenomenal, okay, yeah.
it's just consist it reminds me of, it almost feels like he has a development deal going on,
Mhm.
so that you can tell, like, they're nurturing this, like,
Yeah, yeah.
the album has been good.
And I bet Steve Brown has something to do with that, huh? Like, you
Yeah, what I was shocked, and maybe because they did the Origins record, there
Mhm.
was no cover.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so there's a cover song, which is that one by Nadia, which I know is a which I thought he was I was actually thinking about covering that song myself because I
There's a cover here? I didn't know that.
huh?
There's a cover song on this album?
Yeah, it's the one called, oh, yeah, Life of a Stranger. So if you watch a movie called Train Spotter with, Jason Statham, There's a pop singer named Nadia, and she did the soundtrack to that. And even Ace said, like, that's the reason why Ace did it, because he said, I was watching that movie and that song came on. I was like, you know what? I could do that a lot better. Just make it heavy, like with his accent or whatever. And it's good. I mean, it's a good song because it's a good song. I even myself was thinking about, because I figured it out on acoustic when I was going to do an acoustic version of it, but I couldn't hit her vocals the way I wanted, the way I felt comfortable with. But it's a really good song, and I thought what he did was pretty cool. Like, I mean,
I didn't know that, so now I'm gonna go back and re-listen to it. I didn't know.
And look up you could, if you just like whatever you stream music, just look up Nadia in the same title.
Cool. So he's doing obscure covers. Good, that's good.
Yeah, which I guess, like, in a way, it's if it's considered a cover, because I think that song was actually done by different singers. There's a thing in the world of pop where, like, they'll take those tracks and different singers will release them under their name, but it won't be considered a cover. It'll just be like, so I think that's what kind of Ace did. Like, he said, okay, well, I'm going to do my version of that song. I don't even think Nadia herself wrote the song. It was probably written by like David Foster or somebody, some songwriter like Diane Warren or somebody.
Okay.
But and then, so I don't know if that makes it up for grabs for other artists to just go ahead and do their version of it, or if it's considered a cover. I don't know. I guess I don't know if Ace ever called it a cover.
Well, now I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, it's an
original one.
Yeah, it's a very cool song. It's I think it came out like whenever that movie Trainspotting came out, was early 2000s or 2009, 2010.
Do you know if he's playing any of these live?
These songs live? I haven't heard nothing about his set list. I'm gonna assume that he's gonna play at least 10,000 volts, since that was like a big hit for him. He might play Fighting for Life. That'd be cool if he did, because that seems to be the fan favorite.
I know he's gonna do Cherry Medicine.
And Cherry Medicine, probably do that, I'm sure.
He's gonna do that. I hope he does Back Into My Arms Again, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard song to sing. I think
it sounds like vocally, it sounds like a very challenging song to sing vocally.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I'm gonna go see him.
Yeah.
In March.
That'd be a cool song to break down, do a cover version of it.
Yeah.
Acoustic version.
Yeah, and get an official T-shirt from it. I just hope it's a nice shirt, because some of his shirts kind of.
Oh yeah. Let's check out a clip from the album. This is called Cosmic Heart. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. Cosmic Heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost sounds like she walks in moonlight. That's
what, the third song on the record, right?
Yeah, I think it's track 3. Yep.
Yeah, it's such a good, solid song.
Yeah.
And again, the first 6 songs on this is just back to back. It's like being in the ring with Mike Tyson. You're gonna get knocked in your face. Every
like, here's one punch in the face, there's 2 punches in the face, 3 punches in the face.
Those first 6 songs just
what track is Fighting for Your Life? Is that on
the 6th one?
That's the 6th song. Oh yeah,
it's right after my favorite song.
Yeah, let's check that out real quick.
Guitar
yeah, fighting for life. It's a doggy. Almost like he's doing like
I can't hear Paul Stanley singing that.
Almost like it's an E minor, right?
Oh, that's great.
Something like that, yeah.
It sounds like it could have been a Paul Stanley song.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That it does sound like it could be like I said, it sounds like something could have been on Creatures of the Night, but maybe Paul Stanley singing it.
Oh, maybe even Rise to It.
Rise to It. Yeah.
What's the Pyramid album?
Mm-hmm.
The one with the pyramid.
Oh yeah, the shot Hot in the Shade. Yeah,
Hot in the Shade. Yeah,
that's something I want to get into and listen to, but I hate the album cover. I just think it's a crappy looking cover, but I think it's what always kept me from listening to it.
Probably the worst Kiss cover.
Yeah,
album ever.
It's like with some like cheap Photoshop, some sunglasses onto the Pharaoh or whatever.
Like, really?
Yeah.
And it sucks because Eric Carr deserved better.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm always going to say that. Yeah, Fighting for Life is very Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen to the lyrics, it has that, I mean, it'd be great if they get together.
Yeah.
A reunion.
I would think they're probably going to do it before they die. Who knows? It's a matter of like Paul Stanley just apologizing to Ace for calling him piss.
That was funny.
And then calling him up and saying, "Fuck you, I'm not apologizing." That's what Ace said he did. Paul called me, but he just called me to say, "Fuck no, I'm not apologizing," and hung up.
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot of times it sounds like Ace is just talking out of his ass on shit.
Yeah,
but it's fucking hilarious.
Paul Stanley's the kind of guy that cares. Like,
yeah, it's hard to picture Paul doing that. Like, I can't, like, Paul's always like mellow and just very, peace and all about, I can't picture him just calling up Ace saying, "No, fuck you, I'm not apologizing."
Maybe somebody pretended to be Paul.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, it could have been a prank call.
It could have been Sinking Stanley. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt
it. Maybe, who knows? Craig Gass.
Hey, fuck you. Whoever he does that Sinking Stanley voice.
Can you imagine it was like Craig Gass? Or
yeah.
Doing
it could definitely be Craig Gass, I bet.
Yeah,
Have you seen that Sebastian Bach video for his song or whatever, and Craig Gass is in the beginning of it, and he's imitating Sebastian? It's like hilarious. Yeah, whenever you get to going on YouTube and exploring videos, definitely check out Sebastian Bach's video because it's fucking killer. It's like Craig Gass does. He imitates Sebastian in the beginning. He's like walking down the street in the desert, and he's like, "Hey, dude, what's up? It's Sebastian Bach."
Yeah,
it's funny as hell.
Yeah,
that guy does all kinds of voices.
Yeah, Sebastian Bach. It'd be great if didn't he do something recently with Guns N' Roses? Like he appeared on stage with.
Oh yeah, I think I heard. So yeah,
his rival.
Yeah, I did hear something like that.
So, but I mean, we got Ace and Mick Mars releasing 2 records.
Yeah, which favorite song on Ace? What's your aside from Fighting for Life? What's your second favorite? Or is Fighting for Life your favorite?
I mean, Fighting for Life because it has that upbeat, positive vibe.
Yeah, that's
the feeling. Go out and conquer the world when I wake up. Back into my arms again because of the emotional stuff that I'm going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even though I said I didn't like it at first, 10,000 volts.
Yeah.
And Chevy Medicine, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the whole record. I can't pick one. I mean,
yeah, it's hard.
Even Stratosphere, the instrumental, it's very different from everything else.
Let's check out Stratosphere real quick. There's a little bit of it. was thinking about Ace Frehley, like with his guitar playing is very bluesy, or Jimmy Page inspired, and he's got the great solos. But then when he does his instrumentals, he shows a whole different side. It's almost like prog and like that 70s kind of like that sounds like something you'd hear like Rush or somebody play, or or one of those bands like those kind of, or Genesis or something, like
what I like about
string acoustic.
Was that I don't think we've seen enough of his solo stuff, like his instrumental stuff.
Yeah.
And it's always different. I'm always looking for his signature. That vibrato is sickening.
Yep.
Again, looking at him as a child, I was like, I want to learn how to do vibrato like that. I mean, it's I'm happy he still have it.
Wish I would have learned guitar at that time when I first saw it. When I first saw Ace as a kid, I thought it was a girl, and I had a crush on him. Yeah.
Trying to look up the
post. Yeah, I was like trying to look up his costume or whatever. I was like, I 9 years old.
I mean, what got me was the Love Gun cover.
Yeah.
And he just looked well then.
Larger than life.
When I heard the Dynasty record, Save Your Love.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, this guy, I could relate to this guy. And and then buying the back catalog. Oh, he's not from Earth. He's from
Yeah, it's from another planet.
So yeah, he's my go-to guy.
Yeah, he's definitely he's inspired so many people, and he's inspired people like guitar players that you wouldn't even think would be inspired by him, like guys like Dimebag Darrell and Scott Ian, like guys who play that really heavy thrash stuff. But they'll tell you Ace Frehley was the thing, because when people think of Ace Frehley, they think of simple guitar and
well, it's hard. It's simple.
Flashy. Yeah, that's always sometimes the best is the simple stuff.
Like I know a lot of great technical drummers that have a hard time keeping up with Peter Criss.
Yeah.
They're like, it's too slow. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know like tons of technical guitar players who just play a lot of notes, but like there's no feeling there whatsoever. It's like I always say a good guitar player can like make you feel something on just bending one note.
Yeah.
When they put their soul into it.
More, at least enough records, solo stuff, so Eddie Trunk is forced to do a top 20.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Eddie Trunk is listening to the new stuff.
Yeah, probably. He says he is, but he's probably not.
I don't think so. There's no interview with him yet. I'm shocked.
Yeah. I thought he had him on like about a month before the album came out, or no?
Yeah, and it was a bad interview. It was like there was a technical issue. Ace Frehley.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was like, oh come on, guys, we're gonna do this to Ace.
Yeah. All right, so So who do you think has a better release of that day? It's hard to say, right? But again, it was like, I guess it's whatever you're in the mood for.
As fans, we win. We won.
Yeah.
We got 2 records from 2 people that we both love.
Yep, 2 legendary guitar
players.
players.
Yeah, lucky that they're still alive. And we're hoping that a new record is going to come out after this.
Yeah. Damn it. My cat's destroying my room.
Yeah. Cats are amazing.
Yeah.
So
let's get into how about some top. Want to do the top Ace songs and top solos for Mick?
Sure. Let's do the Mick Mars thing, because the problem is I had a hard time with the Mick Mars thing because anything on the first 2 records is my favorite.
Yeah, pretty much with me too. Like I struggled on a few of the later stuff, but
yeah. So
that was 10. How many do you got? 10 or 20? Because I only did like 10. I was going to do
Mars.
10. Yeah, I was going to do 10 down.
No, I did 10. 10. Yeah. The one that my favorite would be Wild Side.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about Wild Side.
That whole thing. All in the Name of.
Okay.
On the same record, Girls, 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 You're All I Need.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that song.
That song is probably really heartfelt, and the guitar really complement that. Next one would be Raise Your Hand to Rock.
Oh yeah.
Theater of Pain, because that's when you really hear a more their roots.
Yeah.
You have to rock. That never saw the light of day.
Damn.
Like as far as the song, my how many I got? 5?
Yeah, I think you did 5 so far.
Yeah, but I got 5. Hold on. Now this is where it gets complicated. Livewire.
Oh yeah.
Livewire, you can't go.
That's good.
You
Yeah, that's
know,
a good one. Damn, I missed that one actually on my
I
list.
really and
Yeah.
number 7, it'll be Starry Eyes.
Okay. Oh
Dun,
shit.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Um, number 8, On with the Show.
Okay.
9, this is hard. It's always gonna be 10 Seconds to Love.
Oh yeah.
And but my number 1 guitar solo of Mick Mars,
Uh-huh.
hands down, Home Sweet Home.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yep. That's a lot of that's
I
that's
can't
the kind of solo you hear it like you could hear that without the song and know that's where that's
to
from.
this day I don't know how to play that.
Yeah, I mean, I never really tried to figure out other people's
I
solos.
may have to pay a teacher to show me that. I
Yeah.
suck.
I've never been good at figuring out. I'll figure out certain parts of solos of other guitar players, but I can never play them note for note. Like I get jealous sometimes. I see guys that can play those shit from like Yngwie note for note. I'm like, how the fuck do you have time to do all that shit?
I
I get too frustrated and just say fuck it.
growing up, my guy in the 80s was always Angus Young and Ace Frehley.
Oh yeah.
And because I related to that, but everybody was into Yngwie Malmsteen, Triani.
Yeah.
They were all into these shredders, and I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I think Yngwie was like only the main shredder I like just because of when he did it, he was very like I loved his vibrato and just he put a lot of emotion, even though he's playing like a lot of the same shit over and over. But Richie Blackmore is like he's my all-time favorite Richie Blackmore just because
I'm just starting to get into Blackmore.
just because he's got like that.
And this
cool
guy,
sound.
Steve Vai.
Oh yeah, Steve Vai, I love him. He's
So
just so slick.
I couldn't relate to the John 7 Ibanez.
Yeah.
Like Gibson Les Paul.
Uh-huh.
SG.
Yeah.
So I'm a meeting this guy.
No, you're good. So if I were going to do my top 10 of guitar solos for Mick Mars, I did number 10 because this Slice of Your Pie from the Dr. Feelgood album. The only reason why it's number 10 is because the song sucks. I just don't like the song. It's like a crappy song, but the solo, man, is just like, is that Mick Mars? He's just like super shredding all over the place with it. I'm not into like total shredding guitar solos, but to hear Mick kind of do stuff like that, where he's like, it sounds like he's doing some finger tapping shit, and it's totally different from Mick Mars.
Yeah.
Red Hot would be number 9. I love that solo. It's got the the melody going. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Use It or Lose It from the Theater of Pain album. That's a good solo. It's just classic Mick Mars sounding. Merry Go Round from Too Fast for Love. Great solo.
Yeah.
In the key of G minor. This is like one of my favorite keys. Yeah. Yeah. You can't go wrong with the fucking whole Too Young to Fall in Love. I love that solo. I love the kind of Phrygian dominant type scale. He's like 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 kind of Egyptian sounding or Arabian sounding.
Yeah, I thought it was a sitar at first, but
which is like that's why I like Richie Blackmore, because Richie Blackmore plays a lot of that Phrygian stuff, and so to hear Mick Mars do it, I was like, oh yeah, that's fucking badass, because I love that shit. I love that gypsy sound and Arabic scales and shit. Take Me to the Top. It's a dynamic solo with hooks all over it. It's very hooky. Home Sweet Home, number 3 for me.
Number 3, wow. I want to know number 1.
It's melodic, it's memorable. I mean, just such great phrasing. It's like, I'm burnt out on the song because I've heard it so many times, but I can never get tired of that solo. Because that's the best part of it. And then Looks at Kill. That's just, to me, that was my introduction to Motley Crue. And when I hear that solo, just even though it's not even very complex or nothing, it's very simple, but it's just like, that's Mick Mars when you hear that. Fucking when he just goes into the fucking like when he bends that note or whatever. My number 1 Mick Mars solo is from Bastard.
A lot of people like that shit. Yeah, a lot of
ferocious sounding solo. He's just ferocious.
I missed that one. God damn it.
Yeah. I missed a lot of good ones on yours. I missed Livewire, which fuck, man. Okay, top 20. Let's get
Yeah.
Let's think about 8 songs now.
No, I was being a musical elitist,
Yeah.
and I did not want to put anything associated with Kiss,
Oh yeah, yeah, me too.
including his first stuff. Again, a lot of people need to get behind the this era of
Of
Ace.
Ace. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I so I did a list that's no covers,
Mm-hmm.
none of my covers, and um, so we got to go from 20 to 1.
Okay.
How it works?
Yeah.
All right.
I just did 10 though, because I couldn't think of 20 just because again I'm new to like to some of the Kiss or Ace Frehley solo stuff from
For now,
Anomaly. Yeah, I mean, so
I'm
I
gonna
just over the
bombard
past
you.
few days I've just been listening to everything, and well, I've had Space Invader or not Space Invader, I've had Spaceman for a while, and I've always liked that full album. But
All right. So
but I pick out my favorites of those that I've heard. Like I think
my
was.
number 20,
Hmm.
and I know I said no covers, but
Yeah.
is this his song, Kojin,
Oh yeah, yeah.
featuring Mike McGreedy
Okay, yeah, that
of Pearl
counts.
Jam? Who would have thought Pearl Jam and Ace Frehley? You never
Hmm.
get. I never thought of
Yeah,
that. 19, back into my back into my arms again.
yeah, yeah.
Um, from 10,000 watts.
Oh yeah, what?
And Cherry Medicine. Um, on the Anomaly record, he has a song called "A Little Below the Angels."
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that one too. I didn't put it on my list. I was gonna put that on my list, but
Yeah, it's kind of
definitely
at
about it.
first it was kind of cheesy,
Yeah,
but I love the message and I love
yeah.
the fact that his daughter's on that.
'Cause he's relating to like alcoholism and to drug
Yeah,
use. Yeah.
and it just reminded me of Dolls from the
Oh yeah,
Ace
yeah.
record, where his daughter's on that too.
Oh cool.
So it's kind of cool to have his daughter and as an adult.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know
Um,
that.
then we got the semi-instrumental Genghis Khan
Oh yeah, yeah.
on that Anomaly record. Then we got Cosmic Heart
Oh
from
okay, yeah.
2000 Volts.
Mm-hmm.
A Pursuit of Rock and Roll, which is on the this record, the Spaceman album.
Oh yeah, okay.
Uh, then we got Pain in the Neck
Mm.
with that heavy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Then we got Walking on the Moon. We got Bronze Boy. I'm from the Bronze.
Yeah, okay. I like
So
that one too. I came across that one. That was a good song.
yeah, Foxy and Free
Oh yeah, that's a good
on the
one.
Anomaly record. Fighting for Life.
Yeah,
Fighting
Fighting
for
for
Life.
Life.
Um, then we got the modern day version of Beth, Rocking with the Boys.
Oh yeah. Okay,
That's song's
that's a good
about.
one.
I Wanna Hold You. I think I like holding people. I don't know. I Wanna Hold You.
Yeah,
Back
yeah.
in my arms. I
I
have
wanna
this.
hold you too.
Yeah. Another one, Change the World. You
Okay.
you can hear the emotion in his voice.
Yeah, yeah.
And every time I listen to an Ace song, I imagine the Ace image, the
Mm.
whole makeup, and it's kind of cool. His music, and if you could just sit back, close your eyes, and let your imagination run wild. I picture stories
Oh,
as
yeah, yeah.
this. So Change the World is nice. 10,000 Volts, the song.
Mhm.
Amazing, amazing
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
That's a great opener.
Yeah, it is. It's
Um,
definitely a good title track, yeah.
Without You, I'm Nothing
Oh, yeah, yeah.
on the Spaceman record. Then we got Space Invader,
Mm.
number 2, and number 1 from his solo stuff, Outer Space.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's actually on my list, Outer Space.
those, those songs, those last 4 songs I mentioned, they'd be a great opener.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, No Kiss, nothing with Freely's Comets,
Just all
nothing
Ace.
Ace from this period on.
I don't think I've ever heard the full album of the Frehley's Comedy either, 'cause I remember when that came out, I was getting into more, like, thrash and bands and stuff like that, but I remember, like,
So
seeing the videos on MTV because Ace didn't really sing a lot on that album, right? He had always had a
he didn't
different
sing
singer.
much on the second one,
Okay.
but on the first one, it's all him.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Which
that,
which was the
that's
one which was the one where they had the blonde guy that was singing, I
that was
think?
the second one. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
well,
maybe
it's
that's one.
pretty good too.
Yeah,
But
there's some good stuff on there.
I have a list of that also.
Yeah. It sounds very 80s. It's like a very like, even today, it sounds very
Any shit
80s.
of the time
Like 80s soundtrack.
with the cocaine production.
Yeah. All right. So I did 10 songs. Number 10 for me would be Walking on the Moon. Again, it's like To me, it's just like an S song, kind of an inspired sounding, but like and plus the way I don't know, I just don't. I feel like his vocals are a little bit too annoying on there because he's the way he pronounces things or whatever. His enunciation has gotten kind of bad on that one. Walking on the moon. Like, come on, man. Just tell me walking on the moon. Just sing it. You gotta express it. Say it, don't spray it.
Yeah.
Mission to Mars. That's on the Spaceman. I love how it starts. It's very 80s kind of pop sound. It kind of sounds like an 80s, like a U2 or the Fix, the way the guitars sound on it, like a little delay going and the way the bass comes in. It sounds like it doesn't sound like a metal song or a rock song. It sounds like a kind of like those early 80s new wave bands. I wouldn't say new wave, but like bands like U2 or the Fix. And Genghis Khan, you mentioned that. Killer guitar work on that song. That's on the Anomaly album. Which I'm gonna buy that on vinyl, man. Like I want to get Space Invader and Anomaly because like listening to those for the first time in a long. I've heard pieces of them before, but never listened to the full albums. I just think they're really great sounding. Space Invaders, that's a good song. Heavy, great hook. Kind of reminds me of Snowblind a little bit.
Yeah,
the vibe. I'm getting like Snowblind vibes. Outer Space, which you mentioned, that's my number 5. Great melody, heavy on the bass.
I love.
Yeah, heavy chorus. Yeah. And then Blinded on the 10,000 Volts. I love that song. Kind of like Cosmic Heart with a lot of good riffs and good chorus. Number 3 is Cosmic Heart. Driving riffs, killer chorus. Stratosphere, probably his best instrumental to date. You think it's the best? Or?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard a couple of them on the other 2 albums I just started getting into, but I haven't listened to them fully. But from other instrumentals I've heard Ace do, like Stratospheres is really good. It's like really upping his game on that shit. And then my favorite, Fighting for Life. Just a killer track, musically, melodically. I love the E minor thing going into the, it's kind of like the same key I write a lot of my songs in. And I've even kind of probably wrote that riff before, like that. That's the thing about songwriting. You could take a chord progression that everyone uses, and if you gave it to like 5 or 6 different songwriters and put them in a separate room, it's going to sound like a different song because each one's going to have their own melody. They're going to come up with their own lyric, their own drum beat, and it's just going to be a different song. So when people say, "Oh, that sounds like something else," well, sometimes that's good because you want to write a song that's familiar sounding, but not to the point where it sounds like you stole something from somebody.
Yeah.
So that's what makes a good song. Yeah, that's great, man. It's been a hell of a ride. Mr. Mongoose.
Yep.
From New York. We're all the way from across the United States from each other.
Yeah. If I go to the show at the end of the month, I'll send you photos. I'm going to try to get.
Yeah, I hope he comes to Portland. I know he came to Portland. I know he came to Portland like a couple years ago. I think he came with Alice Cooper, but I had to miss him, I think.
Oh, I didn't know he was on. Wow, Alice Cooper. Wow.
Because he did the Alice Cooper tour a couple years. That's how I got that one CD sort of box set. It has like the 2 volume albums and it has Spaceman and it comes in a box and it came with a poster, a tour poster, Ace Frehley with Alice Cooper, and it was like kind of a cartoon picture of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did a tour with Alice Cooper a couple of years ago. And I had to miss it.
I hope I get to meet him again.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure. Everyone, get out there and get Ace Frehley and Mick Mars.
Mick Mars, yeah.
Get these 2 phenomenal freaking records. Pick up that guitar. Get inspired. Stay inspired. Music is where it's at. Music saved my life, and sure, music saves Mongoose life.
Yep.
It's a life-saving thing, man. I'd probably be drunk and still drunk in drugs and in the alley somewhere if I didn't have my music.
I probably wouldn't be alive.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be alive. So it's definitely a lifesaver. It's therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
And I want everyone just to be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. Because if you're not good to yourself, you're no good to anyone else.
On each other.
Yeah. So on that note, horns up and peace out.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care.